Tyruss stumbled into our first period English class weighed down by his bulging backpack. Not exactly unusual. For the 3 months I'd known him, he never went anywhere without enough reading material to keep half the 8th grade occupied for a month. This morning, however, he was also carrying a pile of books so tall he had to hold it in place with his chin. As he stepped through the door, the stack wobbled. Behind his thick glasses, his dark eyes went wide as he furiously shifted his arms to keep from dousing the kids in the front row with a wave of escaping fiction. Entertaining as that might have been, I jumped from my seat and grabbed the books before they could fall. "Planning on some light reading before class?" I teased, setting the books on the desk beside mine. I pulled out the pocket watch Hatter had given us during our adventures in Wonderland. "You have almost 3 minutes. Hilarious," Tyruss said, arranging the pile in 2 neat stacks of identical books in front of him as he sat. "These are for book club." In the past, drawing this much attention to ourselves in a class full of kids would have ended with him rubbing his glasses furiously, while I sank as low in my seat as I could, biting the inside of my cheek. When we first met, in the public library where my mom worked, we'd voted ourselves most likely to be the biggest outcasts in the school. With me trying to hide my dyslexia and Tyruss escaping into stories to avoid getting picked on, it seemed like a safe bet. Turns out, rescuing one of the most well-known fantasy worlds in all of literature from a crafty villain, while also discovering that our differences made us stronger, brought out a confidence we didn't know we had. Tyruss slapped one of the book club novels on my desk. "We're reading Inkheart." I glanced at the cover, my eyes dancing away from the unfamiliar word, and snorted. "You know, some pretty great books were written after we were born." One side of his mouth angled up. "It's a classic." Like I'd fall for that. "Don't think I don't know what you're up to." "What?" He tried to play innocent, but the grin dimpling his brown cheeks gave him away. "It's just a story about people who, travel in and out of books." I leaned toward him, dropping my voice. "We are not going to read the diaries." "I'm not saying we have to read them," Tyruss whispered back. "I'm saying we should dig them up and make sure they're okay. With all the rain we've been having, they could get damaged."